Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something fall again. I just posted my easy everyday fall tutorial in my last video and I'm in the mood completely. I actually just received a PR package from Colourpop with their new collection and this one really spoke to me. It's a 90s themed fall collection and I was like, okay, there's a lot of lipsticks, which I'm all about fall lip colors when it comes to this season. So here's the PR package. This is the collection. We're gonna be trying it out today. Again, I just really am inspired by 90s makeup still. This is something that I was inspired by last year, but I'm still not over it. I really love 90s everything, especially for fall makeup. Like 90s lips with the darker liner and like a lighter nude in the center, I am obsessed with still. So this is called the Velvet Crush collection, I think. And we have a Plush Like Me eyeshadow palette. We have some lipsticks, lippy pencils, blush sticks, and then a Soul Body shimmering body powder. So we're just gonna get right into it. I've already prepped my eyes and done my brows off camera. So we're gonna start with this Plush Like Me eyeshadow palette. Look how cool the packaging is on the front. It actually has like a velvet texture on it. It has a nice burgundy color. Let's open this up so you can see what color scheme we're working with. So here it is. It's a very nice neutral fall inspired palette. I feel like this could also work year round as well. Actually, as I'm looking at this, I kind of wanted to check something. This is reminding me of a palette that I just saw on Instagram that just launched from Anastasia. I just want to see if they're similar. Okay, so the ABH Primrose palette, there it is. I feel like it is kind of similar in tones. There's definitely not the bronze shade that's in the Anastasia palette in this, but a similar aesthetic or feeling. So good to know. Not identical, but very similar vibe. So if you're looking for something a little more affordable than Anastasia, this could be a great option. Obviously, we need to try this out first. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Ironic, which looks so pretty. It's a nice taupey color. And I'm just going to use that in the crease. The pan sizes in this palette are pretty large, actually. They're normally a lot smaller, I feel like, in Colourpop palettes, but not this time. I'm definitely the most excited for the lipsticks when it comes to this collection because, again, fall lipsticks are my favorite. There's just not a better time to rock a lipstick than in fall, you know? I really want to try out this shade right here called Dep. It's a really pretty like khaki color. I'm going to start to build this up on the outer edge and then I'm going to bring it into the crease a little bit. I like how many matte shades there are in this collection because I feel like I personally reach for a lot of mattes for fall. So I think that's perfect. I do want to deepen things up a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the shade Flannel right here. And I'm actually going to layer that right on top of that shade we just applied, kind of on just this outer portion to deepen things up a little bit more. I accidentally blended that out a little too far on that eye, so I'm just taking that fluffy brush that we started with initially and I'm just kind of blending out the eyeshadow on the other side too. We can always clean that up a little bit with my makeup wipe in just a second. All right, we're gonna go into, I really wanna try out this shade. It's a super unique color. It's kind of like a greenish gold. It's called TLC. I'm gonna take that on my finger and this is what I want to apply all over the lid. So I'm just going to press this on the inner portion and kind of pat it toward the center. Okay, after I've applied that, I'm just taking the brush we were using with that dark brown and kind of buffing out the edges in the crease and on the sides, just so it's nice and seamless. I really love the kind of greenish yellow undertone of that color. It's really unique. I like that a lot. Since we are going a little more glam with the eyes, I'm going to take my Patrick Ta Precision Gel Liner in the shade Deep Bronze. And I'm going to line the lash line with this. And I'm going to wing it out just a tiny bit on the edge. Okay, I'm trying something on this eye and I do really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. I'm taking the darkest matte shade called Girl Band. It's almost like a purpley dark brown. And I'm just kind of setting that bronze eyeliner with a really small brush using this color just to tie in a little bit of that burgundy. Next, I'm going to take this really pretty shade called Video Night, and I'm going to kind of start to sweep that in the inner crease a little bit. I'm allowing some to get on the lid slightly too, I really like the sparkle in this shade specifically. I actually think it pairs well with that kind of greenish gold we applied on the lid. Okay, I think that's good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Lounge Face Mascara. This is a new mascara that I bought. This is Lauren Curtis's new makeup brand, and this is their first product. It's a mascara. So this isn't gonna be like a review on this mascara, but I did wanna try it in this video to kind of capture my first impressions, and then I'll keep wearing it and I will get back to you guys letting you know how I end up liking this. I love the packaging. Let me show you. It's so pretty. It's got this soft touch packaging. This brush is really unique. I'm super excited to see how this wears. So I'm just gonna apply this to the top lashes first. Wow, this mascara is applying so nicely. Ooh, I'm excited about this. Lauren Curtis has some of the best eyelashes, so I have high hopes for this mascara. The application and the look of it is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away any fallout under the eyes. There wasn't too much fallout. I always like to take my finger and tap down the line that it created. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my complexion, and then we'll come back and finish up the eyes. I also have the blush sticks to try, and then of course we're gonna try on the lipsticks, which I'm most excited about. Okay, so I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line first. I'm actually gonna start off with that bronze eyeliner from Patrick Ta, and I'm gonna scribble that between the lashes, focusing it on the outer third, but I am stopping about halfway in. And then I'm gonna take a small smudger brush and just try to smudge that out along the lower lash line. You know what? I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna take this same eyeliner and I'm just applying it in the waterline. I normally only line the waterline with like a nude liner, but I'm feeling like making something a little more intense today. So now we're gonna go back into the Colourpop Plush Like Me palette. And let's see here. I'm gonna start off with, let's take flannel, the kind of warm brown. And take that same brush that we were just using. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna start to create a little more definition on that lower lash line, making sure to connect it up to that existing wing. Since I am working with deeper tones, I'm gonna just kind of make sure that I don't have too much fallout going on as I do my eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of that really cool gold color called TLC. I wiped off the brush on my Sigma switch. I'm just gonna pick this up and I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of setting spray, just so there's no fallout. Plus I want like a more intense effect with this color, and I'm just gonna start applying this along the lower lash line, starting at the inner corner and blending it past halfway a little bit. Same thing on the other eye. And then I'm actually gonna take a little bit of Dep and Ironic. I'm gonna mix these two on a fluffier brush. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna just smoke out that lower lash line. I'm kind of using this as a transition for the lower lash line, but I kind of like to work backwards when it comes to this sort of an effect on the lower lash line, just so I can like blend out the gold with a matte shade, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this across the entire lower lash line, connecting it to the outer edge. And I'm smoking it down pretty low for this. I really want that super smoky effect. I'm gonna go back into my powder brush and just make sure there's not too much fallout. And then I'm gonna take my Lounge Face Lash Mascara and apply some mascara to the lower lashes. And then we will pick a blush and try on some lipsticks. I'm so excited for that. Okay, I have one last touch on the eye look. I'm gonna take the shade Slip Dress, which is a really pretty peach. And I'm just kind of adding this up into the brow on that outer edge, just to make it even more smoky and a little bit more warm and lifted on those outer corners. So now there are 4 blush sticks in this collection. First up, we have this really pretty peachy pink called Mall Rat. I'm not gonna swatch them quite yet because in case I don't end up using one, I can always give it away. So I'm just gonna see what the colors are first, and then we can choose what we wanna wear. Ooh, this next one is called Skater Boys. It's kind of like a soft pink. That's really, really pretty. I think I'm gonna really like that one. Maybe not for this look, but for like an everyday look. Next we have the shade So Called, which is a really gorgeous kind of cranberry plum. And last but not least, we have this really cool brick red called Winona Forever. So out of all 4 shades, for this look, I think the first shade is going to be my best bet. So this one was called, shoot, they don't have names on it. Oh yes, it does on the side. This one is called Mall Rat. I think this is going to be the best one for this look. So I'm going to take this and apply it to the back of my hand. Here's what it looks like swatched. Okay, so they're pretty sheer blushes. Okay, I just put that on the back of my hand and now I'm picking it up with a brush and I'm applying this to the cheeks. So this is a lot more pink as I'm applying it. I thought it would be more of like a peach. There's a little bit of a peach in there, but it's mostly pink. I am going to take my sponge and just press around the edges. Since this is a cream product, it's a really pretty blush though. I'm going to kind of dot a little bit of what's left across the nose. Okay, that's really pretty. A lot more sheer than what I was expecting from this collection, but it could just be the formula. I'm actually not that familiar with the blush sticks formula, but I really, really like that color. So now, along with the 4 blush sticks, there's also 4 lippy pencils. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing. I'll show you the color, but I don't really want to swatch them all just in case I don't end up using them all, so I can give them away. So the first color I have is Over the Liner. Ooh, this looks really pretty. You can kind of see the shade on the cap itself. It's like a nice neutral pink. Next up we have the shade Grunge Girl, which is a super deep brown. Here's the color on the cap. It almost looks like it's going to have a burgundy undertone. I do like how the caps are different colors. It makes it so nice to tell what color you're using. Then we have this color right here, which looks like a nice rose. This is called Good and Plenty. Then we have one more. This is called CD, which is also a really nice deep tone. This one looks like more of a true brown. Let me hold them up next to each other, the 2 deep shades. Yeah, so one is a little bit more reddish brown and one is more purple brown. So we have those 2. I am immediately drawn to this color, which is called Over the Liner, just because I have a little bit more of a bold eye look on. So I do want to create a little bit more of a soft lip, but this is deeper than I thought it was going to be as I'm applying it anyway. So I think this will be perfect. I'm just going to line and fill in the lips with this. That's a really pretty color on its own. Next, we're going to look at the lipsticks. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to hold up the colors. These are supposed to be a matte formula. So first off, we have this one right here called Cryin'. It's like a really pretty mauve-y pink. This one is called Catwalking. It's a really pretty burgundy. I really love the Luxe formula from Colourpop. I don't know if I've ever tried the matte though. Maybe I have. Yeah, these are the Luxe Blur lipsticks. This one looks gorgeous. This is called Kate. Wow, I really like this one. It's also a pink, but a little bit more neutral. Really love that. Yeah, I'm gonna set this one to the side. I'm really into that. Here's a really pretty mid-tone rosy brown. This is called Regulate. This is a gorgeous deep burgundy. This is called Plucked, probably referring to the plucked brows in the 90s. That's one thing from the 90s that I don't think should return. We have this one right here, which is a nice mid-toned mauve. This is called Matte AF. That's also really pretty. I'm gonna set that aside. Next up, ooh, this is a really nice brown nude called Band Tea. That could also be really pretty. I'm gonna set that aside. And I think this is the last one right here. This is like a nice light pink. It's a cool toned pink. This is called Gen X. That could also be really pretty, and not for this look, but it would match the blush nicely. I'm feeling like going with Band Tea. Let's see what this looks like. It's definitely mixing in with that lip liner. I think that looks pretty, but I want a little bit more contrast. So I'm gonna take some of Kate and focus this on the center. Wow, this formula is a lot more sheer than I thought. It's gonna build up though. Let me swatch these 2 together on my hand so you can see the difference in shade, since I feel like my lip liner is a little too deep to show this. So this one was Kate, I think, yeah. And then this one is Band Tea. But you'll see, you can really sheer these out. Like you can blur out your lips. So probably something that I would use on its own more than on top of a lip liner if I want to really see the color. I'm just gonna take my finger and blend that into the lips though. I definitely feel like since I filled in the lips with a lip liner, that's the color that I got, which I do like, but I kind of wish I could see a little more of the blur lipsticks. I dabbed off a little bit and I'm going to try to go in again with Band T and use my finger again just to kind of push aside some of that lip liner underneath so I can get a little bit more of a gradient. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly assess the situation a little bit, and then I'm going to add setting spray and brow gel, and we'll come back and talk about all the products that we tried today. Okay, side note, I am adding a little bit of my Dandelion highlighter from Benefit in the inner corner. There wasn't really a color that I would use in the inner corner in the palette, so I'm just using highlight. Okay, so here is the final look. I really do like how this turned out. I do feel like the lip is a little bit too bold for the eye. I just wanted to keep going with it because it's part of the collection. I do want to really quickly try out the lip colors on their own. So we already know what that looks like on top of that lip liner. I'm gonna wipe this off, and I just wanna see what the shade Band T looks like on its own. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that all over. Yeah, see, it's such a different experience on its own. Really cool formula. This is a really cool shade. I would definitely pair it with a medium toned brown lip liner with this look. I just wiped that off, and now I want to try the shade Kate, which is a little more mauve. Super pretty. I'm actually surprised at how many more pink tones there are in this collection. I thought they would all be really muted brown tones in the lip colors, but I actually do like how there's options, and even the blush too is brighter than I thought it would be. Which means you can wear this all year round. It's gonna be a good everyday lip and cheek range. We're gonna try one more color. This is Matte AF. This is like a true rosy mauve, which is also really pretty. See, I would pair this with a more cool tone lip liner. This one's in the shade Ashton. I might need something a little deeper. These are all Colourpop, by the way. Let's try BFF 3, which is a super nice warm brown. This time I'm keeping the liner close to the outer portion so I have the center open. And now I'm gonna layer up Band T right over top, and I'm just gonna blur those lines with my finger. So it really morphs to whatever lip liner you have on. That feels a little bit better for this eye look. Let's go ahead and talk about each product. So first off, we have the Plush Like Me eyeshadow palette. Love the packaging. Really do like the shades in here as well. I feel like I do have these shades. The only one that's like pretty special to me is this one right here, the TLC, which I have all over the lid. Everything else I feel like I do own, so for me it wouldn't be a need, especially since I've recently been trying and reviewing a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I feel like this is similar to a lot of the ones that I've tried if I mixed and matched. So while it is a beautiful palette, and if you're inspired by this and you don't have tones like this, I think you would really like it based off the colors that I tried today. I don't feel like I need it to be able to achieve that 90s look on my eyes. I have other eyeshadow palettes that could do that. I thought the blush stick was actually so pretty. It's been a while since I've tried this formula, and I'm just reminded of how beautiful this is. It does have a nice sheen to it, so you're not going to get a matte looking complexion, which is what I was almost expecting from this collection, was to have more of a matte blush line. But with that being said, it does make your skin look very luminous and dewy. I do really like that, and I did really like the shade that I tried. The lip liners were pretty, but I feel like there wasn't a shade that really inspired me a lot. So if there is one, I do love the formula of the lippy pencils from Colourpop, but I didn't see one that was like what I was hoping for with the 90s collection. Again, I feel like Colourpop already has some 90s inspired colors that I personally already own. What I feel like I really enjoyed was the lipsticks, the Luxe Blur lipsticks. Again, they do take on the shade of the lip liner you have on, so keep that in mind. But I really love this color. I love the formula so far, and I'm excited to wear these the most. I feel like ironically, this 90s collection is actually pretty everyday, if that makes sense. The lip colors, besides the deep colors, would be perfect for that soft blurred lip effect on a daily basis. Even the blush tones are a little bit more fresh and a little bit more everyday. The eyeshadow palette, I mean, I created a smoky look with it, but it is more of like an everyday type palette, which I thought was really cool, really interesting. So yeah, I did really like this collection. It's not what I expected, which isn't a bad thing or a good thing. I feel like it wasn't what I had in my mind. I feel like, you know what, I think in the back of my mind I was comparing it to the KKW Beauty 90s collection with the lipsticks and stuff, and she did like matte eyeshadow palettes as well. That to me was very much what I was expecting. This is more fresh and more everyday, which is fun. So yeah, for me personally, the lipsticks are definitely something to check out. The rest, you'll just have to kind of sift through and figure out if something inspires you or not and pick it up if it does. If not, I don't think you would be missing out on too much. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot. I wanted to show really quickly the shimmering body powder that came in this collection. I didn't swatch it or try it because I'm not one to really wear shimmering body powders, but I did want to show you in case you were interested in the shade. So here's what that looks like. It's kind of got this pink gold shift, really pretty, but again, something that is a little too deep for me to use on the face, I think, but I'm not huge on like body shimmers, but I wanted to share that with you guys in case you are. This is also part of the collection. But with that being said, I do really love the look that I created. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be helpful. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every single time I post. By the way, as far as the mascara goes, I will keep you guys posted in a future video. I loved how this applied. I'm going to test this out for a while, so I really did like how it applied, but again, I'm going to give it some time and really play with the formula. So I'll get back to you guys on the mascara so far, but I really like how it looks. All right, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!